What's up? Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a Sunday. You know it's a Sunday fun day, September 22nd, 2024. This is your instant reaction to the Buckeye victory from yesterday. Um, a lot of good, a lot of not so good, maybe, I guess. There wasn't a lot of bad, but there's a couple bad things, actually. We'll get into that. But please hit like and subscribe on the video. Me, Jeff, and Sean will be back tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, all live. So hope you will join us there. We'll be doing instant reaction from the Marshall game from yesterday, and we'll get you geared up for going up to East Landfill for next weekend's Michigan State game. So hopefully you will join us, and we'll talk crazy stuff. So it is a Sunday fun day, and this is an instant reaction. So let's start off. Let's start off on the bright side, right? I'm a glasses half full kind of guy, right? Sometimes, maybe. Don't ask my wife that. Anyway, so we'll start with the offense. Good things on the offense. Will Howard, 16 of 20, 275. That's a nice day. 80% completion percentage. That's going to help out the stats. 2 touchdowns, did have the 1 interception. We'll get to that. But overall, great decision making. The drives, I mean, can you really complain about these drives? 2 plays, 70 yards, touchdown. Then you had the INT. Then you had, that was a 4-play drive. Then you had 6 plays. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. Touchdown. 6 plays, 45 yards, touchdown. 1 play, 86 yards, touchdown. 7 plays, 80 yards, touchdown. Then the half with they got the ball with 6 seconds. So then to start the third quarter, 6 plays, 75 yards, touchdown. Then they did have a punt after that, 7 plays, 15 yards. That's an issue. But I guess you can't score on all of them, right? If you take away that INT drive, that would have been a touchdown drive too, probably. Then you had 1 play, 53 yards, touchdown. And then 9 plays, 83 yards, touchdown. The longest drive of the day was the last. And that was with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. So they got the starters out after that. And then they had 2 shitty drives with Devin Brown at quarterback. 5 plays, 20 yards and a punt. Then 8 plays, 28 yards and a punt. So 12 total drives. This is to be expected. You're not going to get 15 to 18 drives when these teams are going to bleed the clock on you, try and run up the time of possession. We got crushed on time of possession, by the way. That was a little disconcerting. 36 minutes, 15 seconds for Marshall, 23 minutes, 45 seconds for Ohio State. Now, big plays, yes, I understand that's going to affect that for sure. So still, we'll get to the defense. I'm a little perturbed with the freaking defense and Jim Knowles here. I wish he should have been available after the game because I got some fucking questions for that guy. Anyway, on offense, just had the 1 INT, no fumbles, so that's good. Just allowed 1 sack. That's on Josh Fryer, by the way. We'll get to the O-line. But running the ball, Quinshawn leading the way with the monster game. 14 carries, 173 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had probably the biggest plays of the game. Where's his stats? Yeah, Quinshawn. He had a 29-yarder, 86-yarder, a 16 and 11. I mean, the guy, for only 14 carries, had that average up at 12.4. That's insane. And then Trey comes in. Trey does well also. So 6 carries, 76 yards, 2 touchdowns for him as well. He had the big 40-yarder. Let me pull up Trey's carries. He had a 17-yarder, a 14-yarder for a touch, and then the big 40-yarder for a touch. So, yeah, excellent day by the running backs. James Peoples chipped in 31 yards late in the game. But and then the receivers, Emeka, it was his day to go off, right? First drive, he had the 68 yarder for a touchdown. Then he had a 28 yarder and a couple chipped in a few other less than 10. But then you got Carnell Tate. It's good to see Carnell getting some receptions and some targets. Mecca had 5 targets, 5 receptions. Carnell 4 for 4. Jeremiah 3 for 3. Well, I think I would count that INT as a target. But Jeremiah 70 yards and another touchdown. This guy scored a touchdown in every game so far. Quinshawn had a couple catches for 14. Kazmarek was and Jelani the only 2 receptions by tight ends. So Innis did have 1 for 4, just 1 target. So all in all, we put up almost 600 yards of offense. Not bad. 23 first downs, even with the big plays. 4 of 8 on third downs. That's got to be better. We got to be much better than 50%. And 1 of 1 on fourth downs. So can't be better than perfect, right? Only 57 total plays for the Buckeyes, 70 for Marshall, by the way. But I don't have any major complaints on the offense except the INT on the fade to Jeremiah. That's on Jeremiah. That corner walled him off, like played it perfectly. Jeremiah has to adjust while the ball's in the air, whether it's a little stutter step, something to come back for it and then jump and high point the ball in front of the corner or something. That's on the receiver. I mean, the quarterback's putting it out there. It's a 50-50 ball. We always say if Jeremiah's in one-on-one coverage, he's open. Well, that's an instance of a freshman receiver not using his technique to get himself open. He could have easily bodied that little corner out if he just would have made a move or tried, or even just reach in front of the corner and bat the ball away if you're not going to go for the catch. It's your job to knock that down, either catch it, knock it down so it's incomplete. So that's on Jeremiah. And then the O-line. Josh Fryer, terrible day pass blocking. He was the lowest graded O-lineman. He allowed the 1 sack. And then the other grades, Seth McLaughlin, Josh Fryer, Tiger Sherbola, not great. They're kind of bad. Under 60 PFF grades for those guys. Kazmarek, that was the best tight end in run blocking. G had another terrible run blocking day. He's in my opinion, working his way to the bench. Honestly, I'd rather see Jelani and Kazmarek get the bulk of the snaps when they're running 2 tight end sets, right? So, yeah, inconsistency is there on the O-line and the tight end. Yeah, and the second team O-line was actually decent. Austin Saraveld came in later. Hinsman was not great, but he came in for McLaughlin later. But so O-line still got to clean shit up. This is Marshall, man. It's freaking Marshall. They are who we thought they were, right? And we let them off the hook. We should not have trouble running or passing against a team like Marshall. So O-line is a big problem for me. All right, let's talk defense here. So this is Marshall in a nutshell. Points per game, they're 114th in the country. They score 14 a game. We held them to their season average. Yards per game, they put up 273.5. They put up 264 against us. They're still 120th in the country. Yards per play, 120th at 4.1. They put up 3.8 against us. Third down conversions, 34%. That's 87th in the country. They put up 39% on us. Rushing yards, 138.5. That's 79th in the country. They put up a $125 rushing the ball against us. Completion percentage by the quarterbacks, 49.21%. That's 125th in the country. They threw for 67% as a group, even with those 2 shitty guys that came in later. And then passing yards per game, 135. That's 120th in the country. They threw for 139 against us. So My point with all these numbers thrown at you, I know it's a lot to take in, but um, so we held them to their season average. We, Ohio State's defense could not do better than holding them to their season average. Something wrong with that. Something very, very wrong with that. Um, and that's across the board: pass, run, points, yards, everything. We held. You're telling me we can't shut down Marshall below their season average? We got no takeaways. Long drives, two long drives. The third down conversions freaking screwed us. 1 second. All right, I'm getting fired up. It's too early to get fired up, isn't it? No, it's never too early. All right. The first drive, 13 plays, 75 yards right out of the gate. Took up 6 minutes, 46 seconds, man. Come on. Did we not watch film? Did we not know what team was coming in here, what they do? They didn't change up for us. They didn't run as much tempo, but they still had 70 plays, for Christ's sake, to our 57. A 3rd and 3 on their own 32, they convert. 3rd and 4 on their own 43, they convert. TD on 3rd and 1, touchdown, they convert. Then you got their fastest drive was a 3 minute 27-second drive, 9 plays, 65 yards. 3rd and 1 on the OSU 45, they convert. 3rd and 4 on the Buckeye 37, they convert. 4th and 4 on the OSU 37, they convert. Bonehead penalty by Caden Curry kept the drive alive with 12 seconds left in the freaking half. So I love Caden Curry's motor. Did have a sack in the game, the only defensive player to have a sack, and we did get a lot of pressures, so that was good. But yeah, we had a total of 11 pressures on the quarterback. But you can't do stupid shit like smacking your helmet against the quarterback's helmet. I mean, what are you doing? So we're without Tyleik Williams for the game. I know that. But this was one of the concerns going into the season is the depth behind Tyleik and Ty Hamilton. It looks mediocre, and that's against Marshall. Again, one of the worst offenses in the country. There's guys were not good enough. Hero Canoe, not good enough. Jason Moore, Caden McDonald, who looked good last game 2 weeks ago, not good enough. These guys did nothing against the run. I got my grades right here against the run offense. Ransom was a 90, best Buckeye on the field. But then you got Sonny Styles. We're going to get to him. This is going to be all right. You guys are going to have to sit down and listen to this one. It's kind of controversial, but that was a terrible game by Sonny Styles. And are we sure he's a great player? I hear him referred to as freaky all the time, but are we sure he's a great player? I know he's underage, or he's young for his being in his third year, but I'm not impressed. 3 missed tackles, 3 in one game. Total of 7 missed tackles by the Buckeyes. That's horrible. You got to stop that. And 3 by one guy, you got to be fucking kidding me. I'm sorry to cuss on a Sunday, but this is bullshit, man. Are we sure Sonny Styles should be starting? I don't know. I'm not seeing it yet. I'll do a deeper dive at some point tonight or tomorrow on Sonny Styles so far this season, but his run defense grade yesterday was a 62.9. Tackling 37.5. Pass rush 46.2. Coverage 54.7. Nothing was good about his day. He graded out total defensive score 55.6. Had one pressure on the quarterback. That was just a QB hurry. Had 4 tackles, but then the 3 misses. You just can't have that. He allowed 2 receptions for 13 yards, so no major damage done there. But I'm not happy with the play there at the weak side linebacker position. So there, I said it. Hit me in the comments. Let me know what you think. This is raw numbers. Missed tackles have to stop, especially by one player, man. Come on. Now, I got a problem with Jim Knowles running basically a vanilla defense all day. They only blitzed the quarterback 5 times on 21 dropbacks. The Stone Earl guy, they blitzed him 5 times on 21 dropbacks. That's about 25%. They just sat back in coverage. And the guy still kind of picked us apart for only 132 yards. Did have a touchdown pass, though, but he was 16 of 21, 76%. So maybe when he's pretty accurate, maybe you start heating him up, bring some guys. 11 pressures, I'll take that. That's great. But you only got 1 sack and 3 hits on the quarterback. So you pressured him 11 times, meaning you're in the backfield, but you only affected him 4 times out of that 11. That's less than 50%. That's terrible. So I don't know what Knowles was doing. It seems like they didn't watch any tape of this offense. Offense kind of did what they wanted on a couple drives. So it was extremely frustrating. Our athletes, just having better athletes, kept them from more long drives, in my opinion. And finish up here, the low light of the day. Yes, this is I am complaining about a 35-point win. Special teams, WTF. What in the ever-loving hell are you doing, kicker? WTF means what the fielding. Why is this still a problem? We got rid of that Parker guy. 3 kicks out of bounds in a row. Something physically has to be wrong with him, right? I mean, that has to be the issue. You don't physically do that unless there's some issue with your leg, right? I mean, holy hell. 3 kicks out of bounds in a row. I've never seen that in 50 years of watching football. Then you got Brandon Inniss. We love Inniss and his aggressiveness. This is the downside of being aggressive on punt returns, is you're occasionally going to either lose it in the sun or just take your eyes off the ball and you're going to muff it. Fortunately, there was a penalty on Marshall, saved his bacon on that particular muffing of the punt. So a lot of things to work on. Again, defense, you cannot give up 13 play drives to friggin' Marshall for 75 yards. So, yeah, one of the worst offenses in the country. So, yeah. Things to work on, I guess. That's the upside, is plenty of tape to teach on. So, and Caleb Downs isn't really impressing me much either, to be honest. Let me see. Did he have a missed tackle? I'm almost positive he did. Downs. Oh, no, he did not. Just had 2 tackles, though. Solid game. Had 1 stop. 2 targets, no catches. So that's fine. It just seems like he's just there. He's not really it doesn't seem like he's making plays very often. But anyway, that is my instant reaction. Hopefully you will join us tonight for more explosive diarrhea reactions. 7:30 p.m. Eastern, me, Jeff, and Sean will join you. Hope you will join us. We'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.